Hey everybody, welcome to another Vladimir commentary, but this is a special one because I want to talk about a few things in terms of shutting people down that aren't exactly snowballers. Vladimir can snowball. The thing is, he doesn't really... early on, he's not really supposed to snowball. He's supposed to just farm up. And I'm gonna give you an example of something that the mid laner should have probably taken into consideration. Now, roaming in this game is perfectly fine. The meta doesn't really forbid that as of yet. I mean, like, you can roam to other lanes and kill people, but when you have a laner like Vlad who shoves up your lane and always has a lot of farm because you're doing that in the meantime, it's not always worth it to keep on roaming around. You need to shut down your laner, because this is... like I said, this is supposed to demonstrate what happens if you don't shut someone down that needs to be shut down early. Because there are certain characters where you're like, alright, well, if I get ahead of them, then they're never coming back. But then there's other characters where you have to kill them a lot early. Like, you need to ask yourself, well, does this character... how hard does this character snowball? Like, if it's someone like Malphite that doesn't really snowball per se, but... it's like you don't want to let him farm and you want to zone him from creeps like the entire time, you need to go ahead and do that, because like keeping characters like that from farming is the only way that you're taking away the only way they have to even get a little bit ahead. So really what this brand should have done is shoved up my lane and denied me a lot of CS before he did any of that. He kind of did, but for the most part, he just kind of left the lane like this. I mean, he just kind of left it kind of stagnant in the middle so that I could actually farm. And then as a result, I would push to his turret all the time, and since I knew he wasn't coming up, I could usually just kind of completely, like, crush the minion wave that he may have wanted to farm up. But for the most part right here, I'm just kind of free farming. This is what you do with Vlad early on. He's a passive, like I've mentioned in my other commentaries, he's a passive laner. You just kind of farm up until you hit 6, and not much really happens, so I'm just going to kind of skip through the laning phase. I do my best not to miss that many creeps. Brand ends up getting blue, and that doesn't really bother me, because I'm resourceless anyway, so it's not really the end of the world. Another thing I keep doing against this Brand is I keep on juking him out. Brand, in an initial fight, if I was really stupid about how I engaged, he could pretty easily kill me. I mean, especially if I wasn't good at juking at all. And what I probably should not have done is kept using my E just randomly. I should have just used my Q to heal up. But I didn't want to really risk giving up any CS, so I went ahead and I kept trying to heal every so often, but I was really trying to keep him from pushing my wave that much. He baits out my pool, and that's kind of unfortunate for me. It kind of puts me a little behind. So he was really he was really smart early on in the game. But a lot of things, one thing I've learned about a lot of brands is that they're really good during the laning phase, and then they just kind of forget how to team fight after that. So it's a little interesting how that works. He goes ahead and ignites me, and that's kind of irritating. I don't know why I pooled like that. I probably could have kept fighting if I hadn't pooled, but then I did. And then Rammus wouldn't have been left out to dry like that. So right now I'm just kind of being and getting my I don't remember what I got here. I think I went ahead and got my, I got an amplifying tome. Nothing too special. I didn't really have enough money for anything else, even a ward, because the brand kept me somewhat zoned from creeps for the most part. But now that he's 6, he's going to start roaming around, and this is really kind of the reason why he got a little behind. And I went ahead and poked back at him because I was really irritated with how he was doing things. And then we go ahead and clean up that kill on him, because Singed and Rammus, unfortunately for him, came down for him. And I don't remember this game. I don't remember if I go Revolver first or if I went Haunting Guys first. I've been really liking Haunting Guys for the most part. Sorry for that lag, by the way. I don't know why that happened. And I'm just trying to poke at this Lee Sin every time he gets close to try to blast it at the turret. And I do quite a hefty amount of damage to him if he gets too close. And I'm trying to save up my Q for when he really gets closer to those types of minions. So, but for the most part, he ends up being relatively safe. So I don't get to do any of that kind of thing. I go ahead and B for my revolver. Oh yeah, okay, I got my revolver. So and then I get 2 wards so that I can see where Lee Sin is coming from. At this point, I was a little worried because Brand got a double kill. So what happens is that now I'm trying to shove the lane as hard as possible because I got there a little late. And right here, I go ahead and I like die because I pooled way too early. So you can enjoy me failing really hard here. And unfortunately, the shield barely saves Lee Sin from dying to the turret. So yeah, it's pretty unfortunate he gets away. So, but that was just kind of my fault for pooling too early and everything because I didn't want to. For some reason, I had a hair trigger on that W in this game. Well, actually later on I didn't because I didn't really need to have it. But now I'm gonna start warding up because like this whole warding mess of this whole mess of Brand coming out of nowhere when I didn't exactly expect him. I wanted to come down and help these guys, but everyone died too fast for me to even really do anything, so it was kind of a little unfortunate for me.
Rampage.
But at least I keep them from going after my buddy, Scone Thief, so I mean, I guess it's not the end of the world, but we kind of wish we got something out of that at least. Again, now Brand has 4 kills, so he's pretty snowbally. I mean, but right here, you're gonna see that Brand kind of gets a little too close, and I wanted to kill him so bad. Like I didn't have my flash because I used it too early. I should have brought Ghost instead of flash. That's something that because this was like my first Vlad game in a while, so I didn't exactly remember to bring flash. I mean, I didn't exactly remember to bring Ghost instead of flash for some reason. But I don't know. I definitely think that Ghost is better on Vlad than Flash is because it just helps his chasing power, which he kind of needs. And right here, I don't know what this Lee was doing, but watch. There you go. Oh boy, Lee, you're dead. So, I don't know, that kill, I mean, kind of like put me not behind because before I was like 1 death and then 2 kills. And then like no kills or whatever. So I'm still kind of worried about Brand. I mean, he's got quite a bit of AP with this build right here. He's got about 102. I only have about 82. He's not that far behind him in terms of AP, but it's a little aggravating. Right here, that Rammus with that flash ult is pretty nice. We go ahead and shut that down there, and I get 200 gold from that kill. It's basically a normal kill for me, so that was really something that was fortunate to get me back into the game. And I wanted to poke at this Lee because I wanted to dissuade him from getting close to anything, but then I saw Rammus barreling in, and if I had, then I probably would have pooled early or something. Luckily, he gets the taunt off right before he goes for something like that. I pool underneath him so that he can get slowed. He wanted some kind of like minion or something to be there. I don't exactly know what it was. I think he was more expecting me to get like to not be pooled there right then, so ended up kind of being unfortunate for him. Brand is really stupid about how close he's getting to me, so I go ahead and make him pay for that because I'm not falling for the same thing twice. I almost die here because he unloads like a lot of his combo here, but luckily for me, I pool underneath his Pillar of Flame, so I go ahead and kill him while I pool, and then he was a little upset with that right after that. So I did have to burn my ult there. don't think I don't think I could have killed him if I hadn't. So because it gives that damage modifier, the 12% increased damage. I believe it used to be something like 20% back in the day, so that was pretty ridiculous. I go ahead and get a Negatron Cloak because I'm kind of sick and tired of this brand doing a lot of damage to me, and that ends up helping me out in the trades and hope trades every so often that we get into. I wanted to get more minions here, but those two got killed by other minions, so that's very fortuitous for me. So at this rate, I'm actually ahead of him in CS. He's still ahead of me in gold because he has more kills than me, but at this rate, I'm fairly confident in my ability to somewhat zone him from. I probably should have just auto-attacked and then queued onto that other minion. That way I could have gotten all the CS. But I'm not really that far behind in CS anyway, so it's not the end of the world. And I'm not really worried about Lee because he's got like a bunch of other lanes to worry about. So, and plus, unless like Brand gets a stun off or something, I don't think he's going to be able to. And right there, I keep Brand from going back right there because I want to keep him behind in the lane. I don't know how I have more levels on him than he does, but it's very good to be in that kind of position. Because for some reason, even though he had more kills, I still somewhat, for some reason, had more experience. And then right here, I kind of go balls deep here, and I felt really confident in my ability to kill him. Luckily for me, the last tick of the ultimate kills him, so nice kill going down there. I am now, let me look at the gold totals here. Well, functionally and by gold totals, I am ahead of him. So, again, one of the things that makes Vlad so strong is because if you don't shut him down in lane, much like Malphite, he's going to be effective at every point of the game. And it's very hard to be more effective than a Vlad. So, I mean, I don't know. I wanted to show this game to you because, well, partially because it was like we completely wrecked their base, but also because I don't know. I just really wanted to demonstrate what I could do with Vlad here, and unfortunately for us, the ult damage from Nunu was a little too much for us to handle. I didn't end up escaping from Cosma, and so he ends up getting a triple kill. He almost got a quadra, but then Brand ended up stealing it from him. So, I mean, at least Cosma didn't get a quadra, but that was kind of sloppy on our part. We went like we were all bunched together, and then Brand kind of melted us with his ult, and then so did Nunu. I guess you could say a wombo combo or something like that. I don't know why this Brand is trying to solo Dragon without Smite at all, and he's not really doing any damage to it. And in the meantime, Dragon is kind of destroying him, so I'm really not sure what he was thinking there. But either way, I've got a needlessly large rod at this point. I get the flat Negatron Cloak because I just wanted some quick magic resistance. But since I was so ahead, I felt confident enough to get my Rabadons first, before I got my Abyssal Scepter. Especially since, if you give me a second here, I don't know why it lagged that hard, but if you pay attention to how much damage I do at this point, and it's pretty nuts. I mean, if you see Lee pretty soon here, I'm gonna go ahead and do a lot of damage to him. There's really not much he can do. Well, I mean, not a lot, but I do quite a reasonable amount. He's got a bit of magic resist, so it doesn't do as much damage to him. And Brand still has his base magic resistance, so that's really killing him. I mean, there's not much he can do to fight me. I mean, I'm just trying to, like, not get stunned or whatever, but I end up, like, not losing that much health to him. Rammus kind of wanted to corner him here. Well, I kind of wanted to corner him here. I wanted Rammus to follow up, but he ended up wanting to farm instead, but that's fine. Like I said, I think I might be ahead in gold at this point. Still, yeah, I'm barely ahead in gold, and I keep getting more ahead because I can push the wave harder than he can. And he, for some reason, decides to give up that big creep right there, and that that's quite a bit of gold and it's quite a bit of experience, so I'm not exactly sure why he just let that go. So other than that, he gets a Rod of Ages, so that's going to give him more health to survive my burst. The only thing better probably would have been something like a since he wasn't really getting any blues, he probably should have gone with a Chalice of Harmony and then into an Athene's, but I don't know, that item I guess isn't for everybody, but I just really like that item. And I was trying to see how much damage my auto attack, not my auto attacks, my ultimate would do. It actually does quite a bit still. I mean, even though he has a lot of health. And right there, he's trying to get the stun on me because Nunu was there, but we ended up seeing him there. I got a glimpse of him. So I don't know. Let's fast forward through this. I see them getting into a skirmish there, and I want to go ahead and weaken Brand as he comes in. And I end up killing Lee as he comes out right there, and I catch both of them with the ultimate there. Not exactly sure why Rammus flashed there, but we end up cleaning that up pretty well. I get a double kill, and now I have 6 kills, and Brand does too, but I also have more farm than he does, so this was something that he kind of neglected to do with farm. It's really easy to get baited into just trying to trade with somebody instead of farming as well. I mean, sometimes that happens to me with Darius, so it's a fairly common mistake, but it's still a mistake nonetheless. He should not have let me do that. And right there, I go ahead and I kill that Cogmore and I cut him down. So, and I wanted to get that Nunu so badly, but he's just so fast for us, and I'm just really slow. So. Yeah, so I mean, that was really beneficial on my part. I mean, that was really beneficial for us. I don't know if this Lee AFK'd yet. I mean, because he did end up AFKing for some reason. Actually, I think he did at this point of the game, and I don't exactly know why. Because if they were smarter about how they engaged and everything, and Lee was there, he might have been able to do something, but Lee just... I don't know. Oh no, he's back now. Never mind. He's still in the game. It just took him a long time to buy something. So I'm just going back to farming. I'm pushing up the wave and everything. Brand has blue, but that doesn't really have me worried too much. I mean, I can kill Brand at this point, and he probably couldn't fight me if he tried. So again, fortunate for us. So I mean, fortunate for me. I wanted to queue that Lee, but it didn't end up happening, so what can you do? And so now they're going to get dragon. We probably shouldn't have let them get a free dragon. I don't know why we did. So I think we actually converge around here, and I'm circling around here, and they see me, but I can go ahead and fight that Lee, and pretty simply. I mean, there's not a whole lot he can do. And then Lee just dies to my ultimate because it just does so much damage at this point. My ult about now does about 400 damage, and he had about 200, so that was a pretty simple kill from my end. And I was trying to regen with my Q. I didn't want to get into any really big engagements, but Nunu was intent on getting into a big one. I didn't really want Draven to go back in, but he ended up going back in for some reason. Ended up getting killed by Kog'Maw. I didn't want to get into any big hardcore engagements because I didn't want to die with Draven, because that probably would have happened against a Kog'Maw and a Brand. So I end up just going ahead and living there. So, and I don't know why they went ahead and tried to kill me. I mean, maybe they could have, but I knew exactly where to go and everything, so it didn't end up working out for them. And I've got, if you guys didn't notice, I got a Rabadon, so I'm going to be doing a lot of damage in team fights. And now I have an Abyssal, so now anything close to me gets their magic resist reduced, and I do just quite a bit of damage on my own. So we end up, I mean, Skonteep ends up dying to Tarek, but I end up killing that Brand because he just doesn't do any damage to me at this point. He didn't end up building any like magic penetration, seeing that I actually had magic resistance. I guess he didn't think 93 was very much, but that's actually quite a bit of damage from your burst combo. So not very. I guess it was also not very wise of him to not build any MR. I mean, it just it would have been. He would have been better off if he got like a void staff before he got a needlessly large. So that's just my thoughts on what he probably should have built instead. But again, I'm just farming because I'm Vlad and I like to farm, and I'm also pushing up the wave and watching their friends complete everything they let us. So, and right here, we go ahead and catch the Nunu, and unfortunately for us, I mean, and oh goodness, that character the Skone Teeth kind of blew up. And then we go back in because Singed is here. So I know for sure that I can kill that Cosmog when he gets close to me, so I go ahead and do that, and I shut him down again. I wanted to kill that Brand, but he was just he was surrounded by everybody, so couldn't exactly do that. Taking a turret hit, but I can restore like 180 health from my spell vamp at this point. And you're gonna wonder why I didn't get a Rylai's like my other games. Well, in those other games, I wasn't really particularly far ahead, and I wanted to get the extra health, and I didn't think I was gonna get that much AP, so Rylai's was the obvious choice. But this game, I was really ahead, so I went ahead and got a lot of damage instead. And in addition to that, Rammus was actually in the game too, so it was pretty simple to. It was pretty. I think it was wiser to just get flat health instead. I mean to get flat AP instead, and then get some magic pen later on. Because when you have someone like Rammus with a lot of disables, you really don't need. I mean, as Vlad, you don't really need that much health because. Rammus is going to be the one tanking everything anyway, and in addition to the fact that you're probably going to end up benefiting from just doing more damage in general. And at this point, they can't fight us, especially not me, because I do way too much burst damage at this point. They see me there. They can't really go in on any of us. I mean, Rammus is just really tanky at this point. He's got, not even with, and right there, I know I could kill him with that, and I do, even through the middle heal, so. I'm legendary now, because I wasn't shut down early on, and like I said, this is exactly why, I mean, the build failure is only one aspect of it. It was also due to the fact that just, Brand, first off, just didn't, for some reason, know how to fight suddenly. In addition to the fact that he didn't build any magic penetration for some weird reason, and I don't even know why, because if you have a lot of flat AP and nothing's being done with it, it's kind of a pointless endeavor. He probably should have gotten a Void Staff instead of going straight for his Rabadons, especially since I had 93 MR and a lot of health. He just couldn't burst me down. That's something that late game Vlad can really do, is to just never get burst down ever. And I don't think they wanted to chase Singed, and I'm just trying to heal back with my Q. I'm not really trying to kill anybody yet, but because I know that Cogmog could probably kill me from full. Regardless of whether someone's behind or not, you really want to watch out for someone like Cogma that can really kind of wreck you even if you have a lot of health. So I don't know if they go out at this point. I mean, like, Lee's not really doing anything, and I think he realized that, and that's kind of why he AFK'd, but it's never okay to AFK, guys. I mean, like, even if you're not really doing very much, just play the game. I mean, especially since it's gonna inconvenience your team a lot if you do that. It's never good to AFK. I go ahead and get my Zonias. I'm on my way to my Void Staff because I want to do even more damage, and I wanted to make sure, I wanted to see if anyone had any MR, and Nunu kind of had a little bit, and Lee Sin also had some, so I wanted to keep ripping right through that magic resistance. And at that point, I completely chunked that Kog'Maw every time he got close to me. I mean, you're gonna see it pretty soon that my damage and everything, because I didn't end up I don't think I ended up dying after this, after these points. There's really nothing he could do. There's nothing really anybody could do against me, because I always had really good positioning, and the chain CC was too much for them to bear. In addition, Draven really started to kill like everybody, so there wasn't a whole lot anybody could do. I don't know why Singed would balls deep everywhere all the time, but he's Singed, he can do what he wants, really. That's the other thing, that Singed also had a lot of health, and he had a lot of displacement, so I felt relatively safe in my ability to just build more damage, because we had a lot of CC to begin with. The only times I really need to, the only times I feel like I really need to get a Zhonya's is if, not a Zhonya's, a Rylai's, is if we don't have any damage to begin, if we don't have any CC to begin with, and I need to kite people. But in this game, I didn't really need to kite anybody because nobody was really a chaser, so I go ahead and kill Kog'Maw again. I mean, there's really nothing they can do. Really, it's just me kind of wrecking face at this point, and Draven as well. And I had a queue up so that I could have KS'd that, but no, I'm just messing. But oh no, why'd you tank the tower, bro? Very cool. But then Draven ends up getting a double kill, even though Stone Thief sacrificed his fleeting life as Tarek, as Nicolas Cage Tarek. So I go ahead and keep fast. I go ahead and again keep farming because it's the name of the game with Vlad, and I get my Void Staff. And at this point, I'm not at my full build, but I'm damn close. I mean, I could. After this, I was probably gonna. To finish it off, I was gonna get a Will of the Ancients, so that I'd benefit my Singed player as well, and then he'd just heal from everything, and we could have gotten double Woda there, but we didn't end up needing to because I completely destroyed people every time they got a little close to me. So, moral of the story, don't roam when you're fighting someone, when you're playing against somebody like Vlad, because if you roam and you don't keep up with his farm, and then you don't shut him down, he's going to almost always end up being more effective than you will be, unless he's really, really stupid at playing Vlad. So we go ahead and push to win here. I don't remember exactly what happens. I think we just go ahead and get this inhibitor. We definitely wanted someone here, and yeah, that Nunu was dead. So we killed that Nunu, and we go ahead and keep on. Pushing like this, and Brand couldn't do anything at this point. Jacob went godlike and everything, so in the end we ended up almost acing them. There's Lee Sin, he's AFK because he knew he couldn't do anything, and I wanted to just jump into the inhibitor turret and then celebrate, but they didn't let me die, so that's GG. And again, moral of the story, shut down Vlad when you get the chance, or he will destroy your entire team. And make sure you camp his lane the most, because he's pretty damn easy to camp too. So that's all, guys. Like, favorite, comment, whatever you want to do in this video, and I'll talk to you later. See ya.